paper magic will survive like the heat death of the universe, and will...
Oh, it's a smuggler's copter. Would you like to crew this? And then it crashes because they don't understand arithmetic.
All your cards belong to me.
2 minutes into macing him in the eyeballs, I switched to pepper spray. He's like, that's all right, refreshing. And went back to the mace.
Magic is dying. I'm done. Selling everything.
I might be a hoarder. And yes,
I don't have the crayons or glue to explain this to you right now.
What, are you gonna die twice?
Oil will be worthless before magic cards will.
well, okay, Dr. Man.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Jason.
Are you playing the Shake Weight Isochron Scepter?
No, I actually really love the FTV art / Eternal Masters art, because it's chippy art, and I really wish the chippy Judge Foil Worms Chant came in non-foil so I could have the pair.
Yeah.
But if I ever go about foiling the deck again, which I might do, I would get FTVs and then use them with the Judge Foils.
My rule for foiling out a deck is so strict. I need to have something together for like almost 10 years for Commander before I decide to perfect the blade. Like, Selenia is just getting the glow up now, slowly, and I've had that deck together. I remember Axis of Mortality getting printed for that deck and me being excited. I played Wall of Blood in that deck. I played... Oh, where's some other... I played Triskaidekaphobia in that one point. Triskaidekaphobia, sure. I might get put back in there. That's a banger. That's a certified reader moment.
It's incredible how all of your decks have immaculate vibes. It's just like, they're immaculate in their category.
Yeah.
Like, Garth has immaculate whimsy. Gonti is like immaculate grunge. It's a crust punk deck.
Mm-hmm.
And your Selenia deck is like peak 2012 Commander vibes, where it's like, I'm doing the thing my thing is about, and I'm doing it really well, and that's kind of it.
And it's a combo deck, but the combo is never a groan. It's never like, oh god, he just played Tooth and Nail. It's like, you're at negative 16, and if I have a Disenchant, I win? Okay, like, let's go.
Right. There are a couple of people I know who have that sort of thing with their collection, where it's like, I have a friend who his decks are like mono green domain, where it's like all the green domain cards and all the cards let you make your lands other land types. He's got like a Lin Civi Rebels deck that is actually Rebels. Like, it is not doing anything crazy.
No
it's just
changelings, no bullshit, yeah.
Right. I think Mirror Entity's in there because you actually have to win the game sometimes. That's fine. And then he has like Mistform Ultimus, where it's like Voltron Mistform Ultimus, where it's like playing the Illusion Lord and every Merfolk Lord and every Spirit Lord. It's like, some people just understand what Commander's about.
I've thought about that one for a while.
Welcome into Brainstorm Brewery, everybody.
We love Magic here. We love Magic the Gathering on this podcast.
We have loved Magic the Gathering on this podcast for, you know how many episodes? 701. We were gonna do something special for 700, and then JJ told us, like, what's the Watchmen quote? Like, I uploaded that 30 minutes ago or whatever, and we're like, oh, fuck me. Like,
well, yes, it is crazy to think that we blew past episode 700. It's crazier to think that it's actually like 706 or 707 if you know your BSB lore, and know that when we got to episode 99, we wanted to do episode 100 big, and we kept getting it put off as Marcel worked to finish it or work on it.
Yeah, there was 99.1, 99.5, 99.9.
Yeah, so it's like 705-ish, you know? Plus there's bonus episodes, blah, blah, blah. Either way, that's well over 10 years. It's pretty crazy to think about. We remain the second or third longest running Magic podcast in history, I would venture to say. Yeah.
And we're just at the right age bracket where the number one is going to die before us.
That's probably true, mathematically.
Like, Corbin's going to go too, but the podcast will live on. Like, Corbin's in the upper, like, boomer class of citizen.
I agree. You know, speaking of being oldest, I was talking to a friend today about how this deck was just like, we were talking about some standard deck, and I was like, this deck has the same vibes as Wolf Run Ramp. And my friend says, why are you referencing a deck from 15 years ago? And I said, Wolf Run Ramp wasn't from 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
15 years is so many.
Inkmoth Nexus can drive next year, Liz.
Oh!
Ouch.
That's not
Maybe it can
acceptable
already?
to me.
Is it 2012 or 2010 or 2011? I feel like Inkmoth Texas might be
2011
able to get a
was-
learner's permit. It might get a learner's permit.
Inkmoth was earlier than that.
Yeah. The video that was linked to me to demonstrate the year that Wolf Run Ramp existed was the 2011 World Championships.
Yep.
Yikes. Big yikes.
Good
Entomb was
times.
unbanned in Legacy 16 years ago.
Well, wait till you start realizing that some of these universes beyond things we start talking about are like almost 5. They're going to soon be closer to 10 years old than 5. Like it's
The Walking Dead was 7 years ago?
that's what I'm
6 or
talking
7?
about. Like it was
Yeah.
pre-pandemic, right?
That's tough.
I think Walking Dead was pre-pandemic because I remember reading previews on the way back from the parkour gym.
Oh my gosh.
Was that the only
And that
one
was when I was at my
pre-pandemic?
parkour peak.
It released on we're actually all wrong. It must have been announced pre-pandemic. It was released October 4th, 2020.
Okay.
Okay.
To be fair, in our defense, that's so
Yeah, I guess-
pandemic hold that we probably
The-
maybe we learned about it before we got locked down. I don't know.
The first secret layers were summer of 2019, like the Bitter Blossom, Goblins.
I want to say they were a little later than that. This should
Like
be a
fall.
seg. We've reached the 700s. There should be a when did this release minigame or segment or
Well,
like
Back in
some.
my day.
Yeah.
Yes, that's perfect. That's a perfect name for it. The
Like,
actual
I
first.
remember.
Well, I was just gonna say the first secret layer released, December 2019. Bitter Blossom Dreams.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember they were around in the Reno GP. Like people were like
Sure.
talking about them during Reno, and Reno was one of the last GPs before everything shut down.
Yeah, go ahead, Liz.
I remember buying 20 of the Bitter Blossom secret layers from somebody when I was buying at Command Fest DC, the second Command Fest ever.
Yeah. Wow. That's yeah, back in my day is a perfect title for that segment. When we get around to it, because yes, 7 years ago, almost, so 6.5 years ago was the first secret lair. And now we live in a world where the Goblin secret lair sells out in 30 minutes.
Going on.
Did you guys get any?
No, I did not wake up for that
I
one.
like half-heartedly tried for one.
Sure.
Like,
I don't know.
Probably should have tried harder, but I got stuff going on, you know.
It's tough. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
The deck- so I will say this about it, all of the finance stuff aside, the deck list for it's really cool. Like them putting an actual factual combo deck out as a precon is like ambitious.
It is cool, to be honest. And I saw people talking about it. People want them. I don't know. I don't ever, I wasn't aware that this was really going to be a big one before it dropped, I guess. I only ever see it after when people are complaining about how they didn't get it. So.
Did you see that the artist went full tilt, like angry post at WotC?
No, the artist on the
Yeah.
Goblins?
Barge.
What
Wizard of
happened?
Barge.
Barge was on Instagram being like, I couldn't even get one of these. Like, I'd rather you all just proxy the deck than pay these prices.
Oh.
Yeah, he
Jesus.
got one for making it, and then he made a Reddit post saying like he only got one, wanted to buy a second one, and was unable to get through the queue, and went what seems to be full scorched earth with Wizards, just saying like you should bootleg this, just don't buy it on eBay,
Well,
like just
That's crazy.
It's not full scorched earth with Wizards. It's full scorched earth with the secondary market, which I'm splitting hairs. But like he thinks that WotC priced the item correctly, clearly. Right? He engaged with them enough to accept their money and make the art. But like the thing he disagrees with is the secondary market pricing. Like the question is, will WotC work with him still? And I think the answer is probably close enough to yes that I wouldn't call it full scorched earth with Wizards.
yeah.
Does that
I
make
mean
sense?
he's probably got some, not quite the Dan Frazier treatment, but like his artwork has been reserved for special enough cards like the Ultra Dark Ritual prize card that I think, and he's popular enough outside of Magic that I can see them either ignoring that post entirely or just like refusing to engage with it. But like,
Right.
saying you should bootleg this deck feels very scorched earth. Like
That's actually fair.
I don't know.
I will say that the proxying thing with Wizards is like a pretty strict, bright, clear line. In
I
terms
hate doing
of
this, but
yeah,
I hate doing this, but like, you can interpret bootlegging the deck in a different way.
Sure.
It
sure.
could just mean buy the other versions of the cards and play it, right? Like, you don't need the Wizard of Bards roaming.
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Which, to
That's
be
fair.
clear, I'm trying to be very generous here because, like,
Yeah, we're not mad at you for rules lawyering. I get where you're coming from.
right? It's. I think I get where the artist is coming from conceptually, enough that like I think that Wizards might, which is to say, if you're popular enough, you can probably get away with a lot on their dime.
That's always been the truth with the content creator favoritism in any industry, though. Like if you're a famous League of Legends streamer and your account gets hacked, it's gonna get unbanned faster. That's just like how things work in the world. So I managed to get a couple decks, and I think there are probably some number of listeners who managed to get at least one and are wondering what they should do with it in the wake of the fact that there are comps on TCG Player in the 700 to 900 range. I'm sure that when this podcast comes out, the decks will be announced as having shipped, and the prices will fluctuate down from that. I'd be flabbergasted if the 700 to 900 price stuck around for more than a week. What do you all think the average person who got one should do with the deck, depending on what kind of player they are?
The way I see it, there's 3
ahead.
avenues, right? 4 avenues.
I think so.
There's keep it and keep it sealed. There's keep it and open it and use the cards. There is sell it yourself and try and capture all of the upside. And there is sell it to a vendor and let a vendor capture the upside.
Yep.
The actual shtick is that if you are selling it, realistically, I think the number of these that are on the market right now is really high. And it's going to be an aggressive race to the bottom, and the odds that yours sells for the peak price is pretty low.
Right now,
Which
as
also-
we're recording this at 2:22 p.m. on May 19th, the year of our Lord 2026, the average listing on eBay is around 430 to 450.
Right. I think realistically, like, if I'm a vendor, what am I trying to pay on this item? Like 300?
I think 300 is correct. Like, if somebody brought one to me right now, I think I would
Yeah.
pay 300. I had a couple locals reach out to me and say, "Hey, I missed the drop. What's your number? I know I know it's going to be high, but what's the number?" I said 450, and they were like, "That's fair, but I can't do that right now."
Right.
There's one comp. There's 2 comps on TCG Player today for about 700. Yesterday, it seemed to be in the 6 range on TCG Player. The discrepancy between TCG Player and eBay is a little weird. eBay does tend to trend lower because it is like a market to more of the masses, whereas TCG Player is more like, oh, I just don't care what the number is, click buy kind of thing.
Right.
I think in the week after the deck comes out, I would expect to see the 450, 500 stick. And I think that the average person who doesn't care that much about owning it and just felt like they got lucky, I think the average person should try to offload it locally for around 400 and like be very happy with that. Like, congrats, you got more than the double up on your like a lottery ticket. You did it. Congrats.
You know,
I think chasing anything more than that is probably foolish, though.
Yes.
I'm going to put this out there that is not a riskless strategy. There are people who post in my local group when they get products that they want to sell them, and they get blasted for selling anything above. Like, basically, my experience is that when it comes to Pokemon or Magic, nothing makes people more angry than selling items for the amount of dollars that they are worth.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, the thing is, like, if you're going to get upset that the cheap seats are yelling at you, like, you probably shouldn't be on stage.
I mean, I just like, and I'm not going to get to like.
I
People
understand what
do
you're
not
saying.
like scalpers, and just post like people are mean. Like it's
Yeah.
you do. I hate that we're even talking about it in this way, but like when we say sell it locally, like, I guess just think about what you're like, keep in mind what you're doing, because it's maybe not as easy as you want it to be, because while it is worth that much money, a lot of people are so upset by the price of it being what it is and the fact that you have one and that you are selling it. It's tougher than it makes sense.
I don't disagree with you, and I know I am preaching to most of the choir right now. And I've mentioned my own line in the sand on these is generally just like bots. Like, did you use a bot to buy it? Yes, you're an asshole. No, you're not an asshole. Like, I feel a certain way about like getting mad at people who are trying to pay rent.
Me too.
In the current economy, however they can in this system,
with luxury items.
Right, specifically with luxury items, you're not price gouging gasoline or groceries or diapers. You are a lucky person who happened to get this thing and is trying to like make next month's rent paycheck or like makes next month's rent and like slightly less miserable.
You can go to the grocery store and yell at people that you can go to Whole Foods and yell at the employees that they're marking it up, and you can get it cheaper down the street at Walmart if you want. It's just, I don't think it's a very productive way to go about life. Direct your anger where it matters. If you're mad at Wizards for not printing enough, don't take it out on your community. But
the actual shtick for me isn't even that, like, I think DJ's point is salient. I think it's you know, a reasonable defensive point. But for me, it's just like, they're not mad that you're selling the deck because they just love Goblin Storm so much and Wizard of Barge is their favorite artist.
Yeah,
they're mad because they're not the ones selling it and making $150.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
like,
much.
It's just exhausting. Like, who cares about these people, man? Like, who cares if someone is making $150 on the deck? Who cares if someone's yelling at you for making $150 on the deck?
Yep.
Like I said, it's all just stupid.
We have so many bigger problems, which brings me to a brain burst I had recently. So I've seen,
you say?
Yeah, I've seen some news articles lately about like data centers and the impact they're having on communities and all of the like, oh, this company is now like getting huge discounts on water bills or whatever, blah blah blah, like all of the negative impacts of this. So here's my pitch for a tournament. It's a charity tournament. Like proceeds go to whatever ACLU or something is trying to like fight data center propagation in American small towns or whatever. Everyone's deck, like Commander tournament or something, some form of tournament. All of your decks have to be generated by ChatGPT, and you have to obey it strictly.
We are what we pretend to be, and so we ought to be careful what we pretend to be.
If ChatGPT says you get 6 soul rings, you get 6 soul. We gotta like restrict the prompting a little bit. Like we gotta make sure that the wording is fair, that not everyone ends up with the same pile of slop or something like that. But like the amount of water usage for the bit versus how much you generate for charity, that's the pitch.
Consider my tent pitch, DJ.
All right. Well,
I have an idea for a tournament. This one is brought to you by an anonymous source who I'll ask after the podcast if I can reveal who this person is. So, have I pitched you on my dream Saudi Prince card tournament? Was the opening message.
Okay.
16 players, 5 different TCGs. The winner becomes unfathomably wealthy. Last place, public execution. Second place, $5 million cash. And second to last, you lose a finger. So if you win, you become unfathomably wealthy. If you're dead last, you're dead. If you get second, you get $5 million and minus 1 finger, and everybody else loses a finger.
Do you get it? Dead last. I see what you did there.
Yeah, Corbin. That's the entendre.
If you intentionally draw, they kill your family, but not you.
Correct. There's no IDs here if you're a decent person. What do we think about this? Are we putting this together? Does anybody know any Saudi princes?
What are the 5 TCGs?
Magic the Gathering, Pokemon TCG, Riftbound, the Zatch Bell trading card game, and the Full Metal Alchemist trading card game.
If we can replace one of them with like
Uno?
Replace one of them with like MetaZoo or Steve Aoki's current thing.
MetaZoo.
It's actually Bo Jackson's Battle Arena.
Boba.
A little
We love some
Boba Saudi
boba.
Prince tournament.
I enjoyed one of the judges who worked the Bo Jackson's Battle Arena World Championship event, telling me about how they were sitting there judging the finals, like the championship match or whatever. And then someone was like, could we get you to move? Bo Jackson would like to sit there and watch. And the judge was like, oh, yeah, I'll get up. And Bo Jackson was like, can you get out of my seat, please? And he was like joking, right? But he was like,
Yeah.
but like the game's named after him. Get the out of his seat. Like, don't you realize you are not here to enforce the rules? We are here to take pictures with Bo Jackson's Battle Arena cards and get them signed.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, Judge. Get the out of my seat.
Dude, it's in the judge policy for that game that you have to begin your judge announcements with, or you have to start each round with, it's Bo time. That's in the judge policy. Or so I'm told.
Little boba. You know, they're worth money.
Oh, the game is just war, and the values of cards is basically how much the card is worth.
It's really fun.
Like, it's basically like, the biggest number is the most expensive card.
That's awesome.
Boba's fun,
Yes.
man. All right, we've talked enough about... Go ahead.
Game.
Yeah.
Boba's a peak game, that's all I'm saying.
We've talked enough about things that aren't the BAM list. That's what you all want to hear about. Let's get to it. There were some bans and, importantly, some unbans, which I think is way cooler for people. So, briefly, at the top, standard, no changes. We're in the middle of RC season. Quite literally in the middle of it. Pioneer, Corey Steelcutter is banned. Modern.
How do you play Pioneer? How does one go about...
Arena.
On Magic Online.
It's on Arena and Magic Online.
Yeah.
Okay. And do
I got a lot of
those
friends
events
who play the
fire?
Pioneer Challenge every week. Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Okay.
queue on Arena. It's a ranked queue. It fires as much as it fires. I mean, I don't know.
Sure.
Challenges happen like once a week on Moto.
Yeah. I think it'll get some time in the spotlight again at some point. Maybe next
Well, they
year.
just announced today that it's going to be a proper format again in 2027.
Oh, well, there you go.
On the Daily Magic stream, yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. I love that. Modern. This is a big one for this week. Flage is banned. Lotus Field is banned. Violent Outburst unbanned. Jit unbanned. We'll come back to this. Legacy. Undercity Informer banned. Popper. Bonder's Ornament unbanned. Alchemy. Sewer Valence Camera is banned. And those are your changes.
So-
Where do we want to start? Modern, probably?
Yeah, let's talk Modern. I want to talk about the card Flage, and I want to address every schmuck who said Uro could be unbanned. Because, like, you know what the good thing about Flage was? Is it ended the game. It was like it was
It
a
did do
repetitive
that.
play pattern, but it did end the damn game.
Yes, it did.
Uro is so miserable.
Yes.
That's all. That's all I have to say about that one.
You're 100% correct, yes. For those who don't know, the big thing that's existed is basically, and it's the same thing that's existed since Modern Horizons 3 came out, but Flage plus Arena of Glory. So you can bring your Flage back, give it haste, and you end up getting 3 Flage triggers in the span of like 2 turns or something. And it's really, really ridiculous. And they just determined that it basically is too easy. It's too easy to just have a land you can put in your deck and then combo with Flage. And some people wanted Arena banned because it's the enabler in that case. But I'm with Flage was really good. It was in the best deck. It's been the best deck since Nadu, essentially.
At least
So that's
Arena's
what's
kind of cool. Like, arenaing out your Devoted Druid is spiritually cool.
Arenaing out your Keldon Marauders.
Yeah.
Shout out to P. Soli for that idea. Yeah,
P.
that's
Sully
cool.
tweeted that, and my friend Matt Takahashi was like mentally set back by 5 years. Like, he's just not going to progress as a Magic player for 5 years because of that tweet.
It really did. It somehow hit the like perfect sphere of, okay, like Patrick Sullivan's actually brewing in Magic. This is cool.
Right.
And it's red, which is, Patrick, that's cool. Along with, oh shit, I remember Keldon Marauders. That
Yes.
card's cool. Along with, I've never heard of Keldon Marauders. That card's cool.
Every single Magic player who wants to play with their cool old pet card was just like, they regressed immediately upon seeing that tweet, and I kind of love that for them.
Yes, that's right. I was just instantly back in the... Well, I could give it haste. I could swing for 3.
Psychic damage. We are here for it.
And my opponent plays Flage and escapes Flage with haste on the next turn.
And then you're dead.
All right, that's that. Lotus Field is banned. This is the targeted Amulet Titan ban that they want to worsen the deck, but not kill the deck, and and also try to take aim at some of its tournament logistics issues. And so they determined that Aftermath Analyst loops were the most egregious to the latter, and also increase the deck's win percentage. So by targeting Lotus Field, which is the unfair card, I think, in that, right? It just makes 3 mana. You are able to send Amulet Titan back into its 2024 days or whatever.
Yep.
Sure.
This was a hate crime against Nathan Goldberg specifically. Nathan Goldberg of
see this
Amulet
photo.
Titan and Lotus Field fame.
JJ put
I
this
hope
one on
JJ puts this on the
screen.
screen.
Yeah.
He was literally at St. Peter's Basilica, like, around some of the most beautiful art that has ever existed, staring at his phone, reading that Lotus Field got banned. This is the dude who invented the Twiddlestorm deck in Modern.
Funny.
Truly, no one is more persecuted than him right now.
Shout out to Nathan for that too, because I had some really popular content based around Twiddlestorm too. I've heard a
That
lot
kid,
with that
I say it all the
back
time
in
on this podcast. That kid is the future of American Magic.
Yeah, he's great. Okay, and back on the PT, by the way.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the unbans. Umezawa's Jit, let's start there. It's unbanned. We talked about this one a few weeks ago.
I
and
was right.
Yeah, I think we got to give DJ some credit here. I think my conclusion was basically there's no upside to unbanning it, and I've come down this way on cards before. I felt like if it can only do nothing or be broken, that's probably not worth it. It's just not worth it, right? Like, but, you know, they are actively trying, they're in this period where the people managing the ban list are actively trying to, I don't know if bring back is the word, but toss a bone to these people who remember the heyday of Modern in the mid 2010s. And they are trying to give those people tools so you don't just have to play with your cards from 2025 and 2026 that have power crept all your old cards. And maybe Jit does nothing or is broken isn't a good reason to keep it banned.
I think it's
this
funny
is the same
too, like,
it's
Jit was
Splinter
never.
Twin.
Yeah, this is Splinter Twin.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Jit was never Modern legal. It was on the ban list from the get.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually cool because this is them unbanning Stoneforge a second time.
Yes, you're right.
Maybe some Hammer player gets to play their Jit, or maybe like a devoted Druid player gets to like find Umezawa's Jite or Luxio or whatever the equipment that has Elspeth on it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think our last time talking about this, I was like, this card is nothing, but I think just enough sickos get to play it as a Stoneforge add-on that it makes Stoneforge Mystic cooler, which is actually positive.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Jit is incredibly broken. There's also a lot of removal for everything. There's also a lot of combo decks. I guess the idea of not connecting with your Jit until turn 3 at the earliest is probably not game breaking. I do kind of feel like there is a chance it goes poorly, probably not a large chance.
This is not Golgari Grave Troll, man. Like,
right.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out.
Card, if Jit ends up becoming really oppressive somehow, so this is me walking back on what I said the last time we talked about this, to be clear. And I'll acknowledge that. But like, if Jit ends up being too good, people just start playing Belcher again. It's like, oh, nice Umezawa's Jit. You played a Stoneforge Mystic, you're dead. Yeah,
there is that pressure to it. But isn't that, I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what we talked about. And I definitely have talked about this before. It's like, if this is good, it invalidates a certain archetype of deck. And that's bad. But maybe the idea is that in that rock, paper, scissors wide world of Modern, it doesn't actually invalidate the deck. It just is a bad matchup because there's enough decks.
That's sort of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Equipping something at sorcery speed is literally the slowest thing you can do in Magic the Gathering.
I
think.
agree, yeah, because you then have to connect with it. Like, all of that is true. It's a different world, but
Well,
we'll see.
What if you go turn one? Let me weave a tapestry for us here. You go turn 1, Sigardazade, Ornithopter, go. You go turn 2, Umezawa's Jite, snap that shit on my Ornithopter, get 2 counters. Except you don't, 'cause it's 0 power.
Yeah, like I guess you can Memnite it, kind of like.
But like this
Yeah,
deck
but it
isn't good.
wasn't
We're
as
not
funny.
talking about a good deck at this point. If anything,
We're talking about
it'll.
Hammer Time.
Well, that's what I mean. If anything, it'll bring back Hammer Time. But like the idea of putting a Jit on a Memnite does not scare me in 2026 Modern. So if it brings back Hammer Time, great. Like
Exactly.
yeah. Okay. This one might have
Violent
some.
Outburst is buck wild, though.
This works
That's
out very.
shocking. That is
it works-
very surprising.
It works out very well for those of us like me who never took apart their foil living in deck and therefore still have their violent outbursts ready to go, along with, I'll point out, my 4 full art foil griefs that have gone from $50 to $5 in the time this deck is sat in my closet. But I guess that means with my violent outbursts and a couple changes, I'll be ready to go. Modern's back.
You get to update that deck. You get to add Deceit and Wistfulness.
Yeah, and those
Look
are
at
actually
you.
cheaper than the last updates.
You get to add Overlord of the Bale Merc.
I love Overlord of the Bale Merc.
That
I
card is
do
so nice with it.
love that card.
So what was
To
their
me- Okay.
what was their logic on unbanning Violent Outburst?
The format is generally stronger. I believe I'm gonna just pull up the article.
It got banned in a weird time. It got
So
banned in
I
this time
pitched
where
it to so you can.
Yeah.
I have the article up. Violent Outburst was initially banned in a very different version of Modern, just a hair over 2 years ago. At the time, it was a pre-Modern Horizons 3 world. Underworld Breach, Grief, The One Ring, and Gigantha were still legal, and we hadn't seen the shakeup that came with unbanning Mox Opal, Green Sun Zenith, and Faithless Looting. There have also been some extremely potent hate cards for Cascade decks printed in the time since, Consign to Memory and Vexing Bauble. We believe the gap between the previous version of Teamer Rhinos that existed in early 2024 is closer to an appropriate power level for today's Modern. Lorwyn Eclipsed giving Living End a shot in the arm has largely also seemed to be positively received by the community, which has interested us in showing the archetype a bit of love. We want Modern to be a place where people can fall in love with archetypes, master them, and find success. Unbanning Violent Outburst is certainly risky given the recency of its ban, but we believe there are very clear upsides to these sort of decks existing in Modern and are happy to take the calculated risk here.
I'll just brief couple notes and then I'll let Liz dive in on this. Because of the way they wrote that, I think a lot of people are sort of people who were not playing familiar with Modern maybe are drawing the conclusion that Living End was part of the reason for the ban and that therefore they want to make Living End better. And that's not what the case was. Yeah. Go ahead, Liz.
I think one of the things that's actually really notable is when they banned Violent Outbursts, the good Outburst deck was Rhinos. And I'm fairly certain that Rhinos is like pretty weak now.
Yes, I think so too.
The card Consigned to Memory being just like lights out against you in so many ways is just tough. Like in Living End, your output is if I resolve one of these, I win the game. In Rhinos, it's like resolving this very important card is only one piece of my cohesive game plan. And like Consigned to Memory shutting down the strongest part of your deck that's already kind of underpowered if you're not doing that thing, it's just not tenable. And I imagine that Violent Outburst becomes almost exclusively a Living End card. And some people are going to play Rhinos because they have fond memories of it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And Rhinos dominates. But, like, I just can't imagine.
This was a weird period of time where it got banned, where they were, like, trying to fix things. And we got, like, a Yogg ban, didn't we? Before that or something. We never got a Yogg ban. It was just good. And then they never banned it. I don't remember. They banned a couple weird... There were a couple... It was a weird time period of Modern. Let's just put it at that, right? After they banned the Elementals and so on. And Living End, because it's weak to graveyard hate, was never like a problem. Living End has never ever been a top tier deck in Modern, in the like truly top 3 decks or whatever, right? So like Living End was never going to get the card banned. It was Rhinos. And if you then reach the conclusion that Rhinos is not very good, and that was a weird ass time where I think it was playing the guild, like Leyline of the Guild Pact and Scion of Draco.
Scion of Draco.
And like that, it's fine if that comes back, right? Like if that deck were to somehow become ban worthy again, some crazy shit has happened. So yes, this feels like one of those correcting, not even a mistake, because it wasn't a mistake to put it on the ban list at the time, but it doesn't need to be banned now. Maybe it'll be broken again, but it only got banned because of a very particular moment in time.
Right.
Sort of like Wild Cattle.
Cast.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like Wild
Cattle.
Cattle. Yeah, very good. Okay, do we want to talk any more about Modern? Anything else on that?
I'm going to play the same things I always do in Modern, which is mediocre blue-white control, and honestly, these bans look good for me.
Yeah, I think Modern is set up for a good run here. All right, Legacy. No more oops or fewer oops, less oops.
So, I've always been a staunch believer that the Oops All Spells deck was never that good, and that people losing to it were just like, yeah, sometimes it punked you out and you had no moves, and that sucked. But like also, it was a $600 deck that was engaging with Magic in a pretty cool way, at least in a novel way.
Old Belcher.
Yeah, it's Dredge. It's
right. It's Dredge, but it was like a little too strong for some people's tastes. And I think the actual thing now is the Oops deck still exists. It's just weaker, and now requires you to play 4 Lion's Eye Diamonds and Goblin Charbelcher, so it's no longer a budget option, which is like tough. To me, the biggest thing that this ban actually signifies for the Legacy format is that everyone gets like 1.5 sideboard slots back. Which, to be clear, I think one of the toughest things about building mid-range and control decks in Legacy for the past 5 years has been, if you could have 20 sideboard slots if your deck was slow, control would be great in Legacy. You just have so many things that you need to answer, and you need strong, specific, like you have to have a Null Rod in every sideboard now because of these Mystic Forge decks. You know, you have to have something for the Tron deck. You have to have something for Reanimator and Oops All Spells require different graveyard hate for the most part. Like Surgical Extraction is really good against Reanimator, but it's pretty terrible against Oops All Spells. And it just forced you to do this roll compression on your sideboard slots, and even main deck answers. Like I played main deck Nihil Spell Bombs for quite a while in my Beans deck. This just alleviates some of that pressure, and so I think in a weird way, by making Oops not be in the format, it enables people to do things that are slightly more reactive, and that might not be true. That's just like my hope for it. Mm-hmm. But I really think the biggest outcome on the format is everyone gets 1.5 sideboard slots back.
Yeah, I haven't played Legacy in a minute. I wish I had more to contribute.
Does it ever matter?
I'm interested to see what happens with it.
That they ban Undercity instead of the other one?
Balustrade Spy?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Like, I know this one you can, like, technically play now, pay later kind of thing, so this is, like, the better one. Is there an argument for banning the other one at all?
I don't think so. I think you want to ban the one that is baseline stronger most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
like if you're going to make the ban...
Second Sunrise, not Faith's Reward, right?
Yeah. Sure.
For sure. Well, we'll see. I mean, again, and we talk about Legacy, but Legacy is not necessarily played at high levels a ton. So it's basically Magic Online data that we'll see how this shakes out.
Yep.
Eternal Weekend is not for
October. It's like
Halloween weekend.
Yeah. So we've got 5 months until then, which will probably be that'll be hype then. I would assume following this.
One of the tough things about banning Oops All Spells, actually, is there is currently an up-and-comer in Legacy, which is the Urzatron deck. That is the most expensive Legacy deck I have ever seen, as it is a 4 Candelabra, 4 Grim Monolith, 4 Ancient 2. Like,
hell yeah.
It is, the MTG Goldfish listing for it is like $16,000.
And it's beautiful, and it's like, it's beautiful because the flagship of Legacy is expensive is Dual Lands, and you get to be like, doesn't play any Dual Lands.
Right. It just plays a bunch of $3,000 candelabras. But the thing that deck is the weakest to is really fast combo. And they took the really fast combo deck out of the format. And I am looking at decks that can main deck Consigned Memory right now. And so we might see like a metagames or ecosystems, it's possible that getting rid of Oops makes it so that people want to play more fair stuff, and if that happens, then the Tron deck just, like, becomes scary. And I think it's sort of a disaster for Legacy if that is the best deck. Like,
yes.
How expensive is a heavily played Candelabra of Tawnos if that is the best deck going into Eternal Weekend?
Candelabra is so funny.
Every candelabra on Earth will be in that room.
This is so funny. The price on this
like
card.
how much would you sticker a candelabra for the day before that event, like the Friday before Eternal Weekend starts? $5,000? Like, some Legacy player's gonna pay that if that's the best deck.
10.
I know 2 Legacy players who would
There's
do exactly
11.
that.
There are exactly 11 candelabras listed at all on TCG Player. The lightest being $3,100. The most expensive being $9,900.
It's
so
also like,
you tell me what the price is in between there.
It's also like they can't ban Candelabra of Tawnos. They can't ban a $3,000 card.
Nope.
They could talk to the 5 people who own them and.
Well, I know somebody who spent $6,000 to pick up his last 2 Candelabras in Vegas because he really wants to play this deck. And it's like, if they ban Planar Nexus, Candelabra probably doesn't see much of a price dip, but like,
it is $18,838 on Goldfish.
It sucks.
It is all candelabras though, for the record. They're 15K.
And City of Traders.
Yes, but like trust me, the number next to candelabra is 15,000 of the $18,000 deck. So
the mana base is 12 Urza lands, 4 Ancient Tombs, Urza's Workshop, and Planar Nexus and Saga. 24 lands, right? I think
yes, I'm looking at 24 lands, 2 mines. It's actually only got 2 mines, 2 plants.
That's
because
so funny.
Because it has enough of the other lands that count as Urza lands. Yes, what a fucking wild deck. Good for whoever figured this out. I guess.
How much is Candelabra on Moto for the record?
Yes, this must have come from online.
Oh, for sure. Here, I can tell you right now.
Candelabra is 73 ticks on Magic Online.
Masters Edition 4 version is 28 ticks, and then the Magic Online promo is 7 ticks if Goldfish is to be trusted.
Slightly cheaper.
Just
slightly, yes. Speaking of getting things for cheaper, if you want to do that, you should check out the sponsor of this podcast, MTG Band, because that is how we get all of our pricing data on cards when we are buying, when we are selling, when we are graphing, when we're making picks of the week, all of that. MTGBand.com is 100% the best data tool that you can use in this realm, and that is why we use it. And that is why, for these picks of the breaking bulks, you almost got me there, with these breaking bulks, we've all used Ban to find out why they are so good. And I'm going to start this one off.
Wait. So, one of the best ways to use Ban is to find out the expected value of sealed product when you know exactly what is in it. If you are a Goblin deck owner, and you are in the category of the people who are looking to, like, figure out their max EV of the little Goblin Storm deck when it comes in, it will be on MTG Ban shortly. I don't think it is right now, but it will be once it releases. You can type in the Goblin Storm, it'll pull up, it'll say, oh, this is TCG low of the deck, this is what Card Kingdom sells it for, this is what Mana Pool sells it for, whatever, and then you can see the TCG low EV button, and I have used this is one of my most used features on Ban, is to just like look at Commander precons and see which ones are crackable. I have bought so many of the Changeling one, Everybody's Invited or whatever, I've bought so many of those because Ban just tells me TCG low is 200 and TCG low EV is like 320. You've heard me pick that deck before. The reason I know that deck is good is because of Ban. You can do the same with the Goblin deck in like a year. When the Goblin deck is however much money and you're like, oh, TCG low on this is more, I'll just buy the deck and then crack it. And because you know that Roaming Throne is going to be all the money. So that is a good use of mtgband.com. Promo code 50BSB. That is 50BSB.
All right. And for these breaking bulks.
Breaking bulk time.
I'll start it off because I have a good one. This is an Alara Reborn card. Alara Reborn, obviously, in the headlines here because of Violent Outburst. I went back and looked at it. I'll give you the freebie. Flurry of Wings is the second most expensive card in the set. The little bird card. But this is... No.
Fuck.
Also a good one, but no.
Is it the aura that enchants a land It makes it tap for an extra mana and has Shroud.
Yeah, Trace of Abundance. That's not it. That is also a good pick. That's $2. This is a card. Has two.
What do you mean? It is a card?
Well,
It's not a token.
Wall of Denial has too many reprints. I think.
it is a token.
It is
Oh,
a
it
token?
is a token.
Is it the bird that the Mimeomancer makes, the 3/1?
Nope. That was a good one. That card's about 50 cents. I don't know if that's on a buy list.
Is it
or
the
not.
bird that
That's a good
Flurry
one.
of Wings makes?
No.
I think that's the same bird.
No, one's a 3/1. I think, and one's a 1/1.
Is it the Godsire token? Is that set?
That's shards.
It's not that set.
Yeah, you're right. Hold up, we can figure this
There's
one
two.
out. DJ.
There's two tokens in this set that are worth money. I'll give you either of them.
Is it the bird?
No. That's the least expensive.
There are 2 tokens in Alara Born worth money.
Broodmate Dragon token?
That's one of them. That's the most
And then the
expensive one.
1/1 Devour token from Broodmother?
Yeah. The Dragon Broodmother's 1/1 Dragonling.
That card, if it's worth money, it's not worth money. That card, as far as I can tell, or at least it's not in the list I'm looking at the moment. I will tell
I
you.
think Dragon
that
Broodmother
card.
might also be shards. That might be where we're or Conflux.
I
or
think that
something.
card's Alara Reborn.
The dragon token with Devour 2 is what I thought you were talking about, and that is
Yeah.
that is yes. That's what is that the Dragon Broodmother token?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a token. There's another token in the set worth money.
Is it the Broodmate Dragon 4/4 Dragon token?
No,
Okay.
that's from Shards.
Is it the Thopter token from Thopter Foundry?
Nope,
The Blue Thopter? Okay.
nope. But
I
this
know
card
this
is a
set
20.
really well, so that's...
Yeah, it's a 26-cent buy list. This card is at Card Kingdom.
Is it the Homunculus token?
Nope. Right direction
Good
though.
pull, DJ.
Now you guys
It's
you're on the
Esper
right.
token, maybe.
You're on the right. Like it is something weird.
Like a Filigree token or something. I'm just trying to think like what other Esper tokens there were. Is it it's not the zombie,
What zombie?
is it?
Oh,
The
yeah.
three-one,
Unscythe. Unscythe.
Yes, Unscythe.
I assume that's the correct card. Yes, it is the Zombie Wizard 1/1 token.
Oh, that's actually with.
That's different. That's Lich Lord of
right.
Lord of Unks.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I was trying to
that's
figure out which card made it.
What a banger set, by the way. I know it was like poorly received, but like DJ and I pulled about 17 years back to deep cut all of those
That
cards.
was good, you all. Yes, that was great. Yeah, Lich Lord of Unk's zombie token is worth about 75 cents. Like I said, it's closer to $1. It's a quarter buy list though on Card Kingdom. That's a real one. You can pull 4 of these. You got $1.
That card's only reprint is on the list, by the way, and it used to be like a $20 card from Alara Reborn. It was, I believe, at one point it was the most expensive card you could get out of Alara Reborn was Lich Lord of Unks, and it just goes to show how many zombie lords and zombie cards have been printed since then. Just
Yeah.
the guy's aged poorly, even for a zombie.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I love
go ahead.
Alara Block, man. What a beautiful set of cards.
All right. What are you all looking at for some breaking bulk?
Mine, I think Corbin is going to get it pretty quickly,
Oh,
but we'll
no, I'm
see.
being set
It's a Secrets of Strixhaven red uncommon.
Concede immediately.
Whoa, I might stump Corbin on this one?
I haven't thought about. Is it the Seething Song guy?
No. Let me make sure I got my information.
I know what it is now. Corbin, you should get this.
I mean,
Did DJ look it up?
Yeah, I'm cheating. I conceded. I can cheat.
Okay. Yeah, it is an uncommon. It's red.
I've
Yeah,
done
Corbin,
nothing
you
but
should
draft
get
this
this.
set. I've done nothing but draft the set. Like I've looked at all these cards a billion times, but I haven't put them
this
into
card-
my brain as breaking bulks yet.
This card has to be good and limited. There's no way it's not.
I'm sure. A red uncommon
Yep.
Yeah.
out of like Prismari.
I think it's
Yeah.
low gold, technically. It's low
Yeah.
gold.
It's used in a Prismari thing, though, primarily.
I don't know, what is it?
It's Tablet of Discovery.
Oh, is that an
You use
uncommon
this to,
or
you
common?
use this to cast the red epic spell on turn 5 in standard.
Yeah. No, I literally wrote about
It
this
just
deck.
won the RC. in the 4
Yeah,
color
like
control deck,
I
it uses this to ramp into
in my brain,
Revelation.
I don't remember if you said uncommon. I thought this card was a common. It's not.
Sure. One of the things to note about this card, it has a 32-cent buy list to CK, but one of the things to note about this card is the cheapest playset, like from one seller on TCG Player, is over $1 a copy.
That's such an important stat that people don't look at.
Yeah,
especially because it just won the RC as a 4 of.
It's a standard card, not a commander card, so that is a good way to.
And honestly, there's one playset at $1 per copy, and then immediately it's like you're looking at a $6 playset, a $7, $8 playset, like.
Yeah. No, the card is
kind
sweet.
of expensive to actually buy.
Which of Secrets of Strixhaven is sweet. Tablet Discovery is really cool.
Yep.
Jeskai Control was so RCs this weekend. Jeskai Control was or 4-color control or whatever was very, very good. Mardu Discard also won a regional championship, which is like cool but rude, discarding blood gas, bringing back marauding Makos. It's actually really, really sweet. If you go check out the list that Dawson Corson won the Canadian RC with, it is the Mardu discard list that Team Main Phase debuted at the PT, and it is very, very neat. Shout out to Christopher Kral, who top 16 to the RC with it as well. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff going on there. All right, DJ, what are you looking at?
Bloodghast, one of the coolest Magic cards of all time, by the way. Just like, so
and they printed it in Aether Drift.
Yeah,
and it just everyone. Why do we have this shit? And then they found a way to make it work. Really cool.
I have a Lord of the Rings red common, original Lord of the Rings red common, that is around $1, and I think it will continue to go up as the months creep closer to Hobbit season.
You said it's a common?
Red common from Lord of the Rings. Original
It's not
LTR.
Olafar, is it?
Nope. Good guess, though.
That card's actually not really worth anything. I've got rid of some recently. How am I living in deck?
I think the card I'm thinking of is an uncommon. It's like red X, deal X. The card's definitely an uncommon. It's a fireball. Cast into the fire?
It is cast into the fire.
Nice.
1 in a red instant. Choose one. The one option is deal 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. The other option is exile target artifact, known for getting around the ring's indestructible.
It kills Orcish Bowmaster and the One Ring.
Yeah, gets rid of the 2 most powerful cards in the set, and it's commander playable. Like there are plenty of X1s doing their little utility creature things, and you get rid of 2 of them, or you can exile a problematic artifact, which is always at least 1 of on the board, and it's just a handy dandy little role player that will probably get a reprint at some point. I mean, Cast into the Fire is certainly not Lord of the Rings specific. Like you can just chuck things into the fire. It's something you can do in your backyard, for instance, depending on your burn laws in your states. But yeah, it's just a fine card. You can sell them to Card Kingdom for 33 cents a piece, or you can list them for $1 or $2 on TCG Player. They'll eventually sell.
All right, neat. Okay, well, before we get into picks of the week here, let's touch on Standard a little bit. We talked about at the top how there were no bans in the format. And I think that I personally, and I think a lot of people are hoping to see something from the blue shell banned at some point, but it's not something that, like, obviously from the format we saw over the past couple months, it's not a problem per se. It's one of those where I kind of want like an early rotation on a card on Storm Chaser's talent, personally. But going over the results from last weekend, the top 25 decks at the U.S. Regional Championship, 8 4-color control, 4 prowess, 2 Mardu discard, 2 mono green landfall, 2 spelementals, and then 1 each of Temur Omniscience, Sultai Control, Is It Fling, Is It Lessons, Blue White Momo, Bant Rhythm of Nature, and Jeskai Control. So this is coming off a Pro Tour in which Control was essentially thought to be dead, but the tablet version of Control is pretty good, and it broke out, and this is a lot of different decks in the top 25. Another fun stat that Frank Carson shared, 17 top decks over the weekend, if you were to just list out archetypes from among the 3 regional championships that took place in the United States, Canada, and South America, the top 17 archetypes all qualified somebody for the Pro Tour. I do not know.
Crazy.
if almost any time ever in Magic in which that was true.
That's so cool. Standard is really good right now, which is honestly impressive given the fact that the Bloomburrow cards are mostly still legal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, there's so many cards in Standard.
well, and that's a lot of people complain about the current. I'm not going to make this into a negative thing. The current discourse is not around the diversity, because people seem to be happy with the deck diversity now. It is around the speed of the format. You can say play patterns, but really it's just people don't like that if they don't kill Badgermole Cub, they die on turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when your competitive game has, like, bars you have to clear to compete.
Yeah. I mean, people want,
I don't know.
you know, I saw Mike Sigris say, I mean, this is where the whole thing gets hard, because Mike Sigris is a Magic player I respect immensely. And he said, you know, Standard is too fast. Standard is a format where I should not be afraid to tap out to cast a 4-mana Planeswalker. And then someone else replies, multiple 4-mana Planeswalkers top 8'd the Pro Tour. So it's like, people feeling
tough.
that way matters, but I also, like, I don't know, you know, what is a feel bad versus what's an actual problem, I guess.
Do you remember when Gideon Ally of Zendikar was in Standard and people were just like, I miss when Standard didn't have Planeswalkers at all? And
Yeah.
now we're like,
Yeah.
I wish I could play my 4-mana Planeswalkers. And it's like, nothing changes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the idea, if you drill down through all of it, the idea is that because of power creep or just because of there being more sets, Standard is much faster than people are historically comfortable with. And the idea that you can die on turn 4 in Standard at all sort of runs contrary in this argument, contrary to the idea of we want this to be the intro player format where people can get their feet wet and blah, blah, blah. It's simple, it's easy, it's low power. That is the current discussion going around, because the discussion is you can't say, you know, Standard's not good because there's only 2 decks and it has a 54% win rate and everything else is at 50%, and you can't do that. So now people are talking about, say, the actual play patterns of the format. But really, I think it comes down to just the speed. People don't like the speed of the format.
Right.
I don't know what to make of that. I don't know where to go with that, I guess.
Control just won the RC.
Yep.
Like,
I don't
know.
know.
It's control deck casting 7 drop. Like, your game plan is to play multiple 7 drops. I don't know what to tell you, Big Dog. Maybe you should just kill their Badgermole Cub.
That's what I think too. But like some people then turn it around and say, well, yeah, the control decks being good this weekend is a sign of the problem because they just play removal for all the creatures and they just go removal, revelation. And that's not fun either. And it's like, well, I don't, this is Magic. I don't understand. Like, I am fully on board for a conversation about play patterns. I've had conversations with high-level pros who I know have then had those conversations with Wizards as well, in terms of, like, 50% win rates across the board is not the only metric of success, right? Like, the time I go back to is the Teamer Energy time period, and I think it was Brad Nelson who told me, yeah, the biggest issue isn't that this deck is too good or whatever it is, like with Marvel. It's that you just kind of tap out and play your best card every turn, and then that's it. None of your decisions really matter.
Sure.
So I think that maybe that's the axis on where the conversation is falling.
But I would argue that specific thing is less true than ever in Standard. Like, yes, you have
I think so too.
a couple of cards in every deck that are stronger than all the rest of them, but when you are supposed to play them is not abundantly clear. Like, you don't always jam Badgermole Cub on 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. I think you're right. Like, I've played a lot of Standard, and I have played Standard this format mostly with brews, including like my own brews, and have like yes, you have to be able to deal with the Badgermole Cubs. My brew doesn't play Is It or Badgermole Cubs, right? And it's just not to tell people to get good or whatever, but I do think that there comes a point where the algorithmically driven negativity starts to outweigh reality, right? Like, it's one thing when we're talking about is it versus whatever, and it's Vivi and all this stuff. But when we have these objectively crazy things like 17 decks, top 17 decks qualifying people for the Pro Tour, by the way, that's not the only decks that qualified people, but the top 17 decks all qualified people. Like, I don't know. We always can want things to be better, but for people saying all the like Standard sucks things, as someone who has actually been playing and following Standard for the past 6 months, it's been one of the best runs of Standard we've had in 10 years.
I do think that the line here should be to get good, get your money up, and to drink less milk.
I want to be fair. I want to be fair. They did ban Imrakul the Promised End and Reflector Mage in Standard because of their unfun. Like that was their stated reasoning, was that these cards are not fun to play against. I agree with that. Yes, like in Reflector, but Reflector Mage was like this thing where they thought it was going to be too good after they banned Emrakul. But they mentioned the unfun play patterns playing into it.
I also think that we should not be using the ban philosophy of Kaladesh as gospel for 2026 because that was sort of them. But like that was like them beginning to understand how do we handle formats in which we're like in an era in which we are pushing cards because we need to make packs more exciting. Like, that was them figuring it out. Like, a Tune with Aether getting banned is a sign that they were still figuring things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, Standard sweet. Maybe give it a shot. My store fired... You know, we opened up 6 months ago, and we fired Paper Standard last week for the first time. Like, actual, honest-to-God, 8-person Paper Standard decks.
Hell yeah.
I finished ordering the cards for my brew, which is green-white Kona Yuna, with a bunch of overlords. It's pretty sweet. Bahamut's and stuff. Not cheap, but I'm building it because it's going to be fun. So,
Kona Yuna.
I'll ship you my list, Liz. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You find out that all the best Kona cards outside of straight Omni combo are enchantments. You can just drill that package down, play it with Yuna, play Dredger's Insight and Formidable Speaker to help fill your graveyard.
Yep.
It's great. A lot of redundancy in the deck. Very cool. Just like these picks of the week.
Pick of the week, pick of the week, pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
I got a nice one. I got a nice little pick of the week here. It's a card I've mentioned on this podcast before. This specific episode even. It's Orm's Chant.
Oh,
Orm's Chant, too cheap. I'm pulling it up on mtgband.com as we speak, sponsor this podcast. TCG low on Orm's Chant is $4. Card Kingdom will pay you $6.40 for a Modern Horizons 3 copy of this card.
That's more money.
It's a lot more money. And also, the Plane Shift copy of this card is $20 retail with strong buy lists across the board. Blue Eye Control is good in Modern. It's good in Pre-Modern. It's strong as a Storm sideboard card. Orm's Chant is it's too cheap. It's simply too cheap.
I'll jump in next. I have a pick I'm pretty excited about, and maybe I'm on crack here, but Galta and Mavrin, these team-up cards for March of the Machine are pretty cool. They're strong, and Galta and Mavrin has climbed from about $3 up to about $5 so far this year. And it looks like that graph might keep going a little bit. So I don't know. It's a 12/12 for 7 mana that has abilities. I played in a couple commander decks. It's also a dinosaur and a vampire, if that were to matter. I don't know if your green-white vampires are necessarily going to move the needle much, but who knows? Maybe they'll do... Maybe in, I don't know the set's name, Fake Strixhaven. Inverse Strixhaven.
Reality Fracture.
Yes, but Hexhaven is what I'm thinking of, right? Isn't that a thing?
That is the name of the plane, I believe.
Is it? Okay,
Thank you.
cool.
There you go.
I've learned that.
Yeah, it's like a Shadowmoor Lorwyn kind of thing, I think.
Well,
anyway, the point
is... Lore-wise, it's not Corbin. They both exist simultaneously, which is why the Chandra can, like, go hang out and talk to her blue version.
Sure, I believe you. That sounds great to me. The point is, maybe
actually, you moron.
the point is, maybe they do green-white vampires. And Galta and either way, Galta and Mavrin, the graph already looks good. It's got a couple things like that could make it spike. So pick them up at $5.
So my other secret pick of the week is any Judge foil that hasn't popped in price yet. So many of these Judge foils have TCG low much higher than their market. It's like Judge Mox Opal low listing is $1,199 and market is $286. Obviously, some of that is fictitious. But like, supply is thinning on every Judge foil. I'm not sure if it's like as a product category that's happening or if people are just buying a nice version of cards as more people enter Magic, but I don't know. If I'm in the market for
Liz,
a
player
Judge
reward cards
Mazavith,
player reward cards I've noticed going up as well. At least a few of them.
This
Those
stuff is
old
pretty
textless
small
players.
supply.
Yeah. It feels similar to Pokemon, where when there's not something active directing people to a certain thing, the money seems to flow to the pockets of scarcity that can be found. And I have found, and I haven't looked at all of them, but I've gone through several Magic player rewards cards, those textless cards I've found in my own stuff where I've looked and the price looks like it's gone up quite a bit. And we talk about like how there's no masterpieces, Mox Opals that exist. Judge promos fall into the same low, or high scarcity bucket.
Yeah.
And the market price on those type of things, and this happens a lot in Pokemon, lags the real world a long time because it may take a while for it to accumulate 10 sales to move the market price or whatever. But that doesn't mean that you can buy one for the market price. And this is a known thing in the Pokemon market when cards are going up in price, and it's a product of how TCG player algorithms work. And so it's very much true on low volume Magic items as well.
I am taking this opportunity right now to purchase myself a Judge Pernicious Deed because that card looks really good. And it's $53. That feels like it's too cheap.
Some number of pre-modern players later this year are going to want to engage with it. There's a pre-modern 10K that scales to a 25K in Niagara Falls at the end of September. And I expect a decent number of people will show up to that, and some of those people will be wanting to bling out their decks. Like, it is, besides LobsterCon, it's gonna be one of the biggest pre-modern events of the year. And pre-modern is, I think, here to stay. Like, old school was here to stay. Like, old school was down from its peak during COVID, but it's still a format that people regularly play. I expect the same.
Pre-modern's probably more interesting than old school.
I think they're both like heavily nostalgia focused. I don't think it matters which format is actually like better.
I could be wrong. I just mean there's banless updates and new decks coming out in pre-modern and stuff like that, whereas old school seemed to be more like, here's my deck from 1995.
But Juzum Jin is far more scarce than Planeshift Meddling Mage, so
for sure. Yeah,
degrees, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I just mean, I think it has. Sorry, I guess what I'm saying is, I think I see a more active community, I guess, and more momentum around pre-modern. I guess is maybe like to DJ's point about it being here to stay. Like old school's not going anywhere, but it also isn't. At least as far as I know, isn't really changing. Like there's new things happening in pre-modern. It's very actively being developed, which is going to create more and more price runs.
Yeah.
All right. Well. I think that might wrap it up for us.
Hang on. I got a pick of the week.
Oh, shit. That was... Yep, thank you.
Don't try to skip me. JJ, keep this in. I don't want to be censored. Keep it. Add it to the record, the public record. The title of this episode is Corbin tried to skip DJ's pick of the week. That's the title of the episode. Just so we can give everyone a little taste of what the end of the episode is like.
That's what people want to hear about. Modern bands, legacy bands, crazy Unbans. Episode title: Corbin tried to cut off DJ's pick of the week.
People want the interpersonal drama. The episode title can be Corbin and DJ have beef.
Yes.
We should have beef. We should go get steak.
Corbin eating red meat in 2026? No, man, you're done for. You're canceled. GG.
Corbin, how are you not having... It's Tuesday. It's No Meat Tuesday.
My pick of the week is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles version of Undercity Sewers, which is $10.
Oh, I love that one.
It is half as expensive as the regular version of Undercity Sewers, and I expect these two to converge in some way.
Yeah.
I think the Undercity Sewers from the pizza bundles will go up, and there's a lot of other cards in the pizza bundles that are more affordable than their counterparts. Doubling Season is down to $30. Trouble in Pairs $17. I think some people are just like kind of off on the art of these, but
Yes. They don't like it.
I am more a fan of the playable ones than the niche ones. Like Ash Coat of the Shadow Swarm was only expensive because it was a jumpstart card, and so when it gets this reprint with a mass supply, like obviously it tanks. But like All Will Be One, I think is also a solid pick. But Undercity Sewers, Blue Black Surveil Land is arguably the best Surveil Land because blue and black are the colors that care most about manipulation and caring about your graveyard. It's the only one that got a reprint like this. And like I said, there's new sets coming out. We got Strixhaven bundles, we got Lorwyn bundles, we got other bundles that people are cracking that are not pizza bundles. And I expect the $10 Undercity Sewers to be closer to $20 towards the end of this year.
I think that the art is sweet on this one. And I understand why it's memed on, but I think it's fun. Of course, I immediately, when Ninja Turtles released, I bought the Pizza Lands on Arena and made them my default. So I am the problem. Whatever people are like, who is this for? The answer is usually me. All right, well, I think that wraps it up for us this week. Regional championships going on. Are you all at those moving forward? What do you all have up this month?
I am competing in DC.
Hell yeah. I'll be covering that one.
I will be working DC, and I'm in Orlando this weekend for a Collecticon, which is primarily a Pokemon, sports, One Piece, Lorcana, Riftbound, whatever show. Collecticons are mostly not Magic, but I will be there buying Magic cards. Feel free to stop by if you are in the greater Orlando area, I guess.
I'll be covering the MTG Arena Championship. The Arena Pro Tour equivalent is this weekend, so check that out. The format is historic, which is going to be fun.
Sweet.
All right, everyone. On that note, thank you for hanging out with us here on Brainstorm Brewery. Thank you to our sponsor over at MTG Ban. And, of course, thank you to all of our Patreons who go to patreon.com/BSB who make this show possible. Thanks for listening, everybody.
For another 701 episodes, baby.
Yeehaw!
Another 10 years of this.